What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Kaiza-Sama, and we are back with another Dokkan battle video. And in today's video, we are finally taking a look at the fully acquired Extreme Class team from the Super Dragon Ball Heroes campaign. Now, this is going to be the last year for these banner units to be dropping. As for EZAs, we're probably going to more than likely get those in like EZA banners for the years to come, but we don't know how those are really going to be set up. So that is one thing to take into consideration when some of you guys are skipping on these heroes banners. Do take into consideration this is the last year to get these new characters. So some people might not care about them. Some people, it's like, you know, a real collector thing. For me, I'm a big fan of Super Dragon Ball Heroes just in general. I'm well aware of like the canon lines between what's canon and what's non-canon, but I love Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I got real into it ever since Dragon Ball Super stopped airing. So for me, it's pretty, you know, kind of like nostalgic, just as in the past few years, you know, seeing the beginning of Super Dragon Ball Heroes as for the like anime and then going all the way to the end. But enough of the chit chat. Let's dive into these kits real quick and take a look. Now, if you guys are new here, drop that like and sub for your boy. It does greatly help in the end. Now, hold on. Yeah. Damn, so her leader skill is not the best. It's Realm of Gods category. Key +3 in HP, attack and defense of 130%. Then super attack, time destruction, raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Causes supreme damage, and then seals super attack. Reason why I was stuttering over her leader skill, hers and Fuse, is I thought it was similar, but Fuse is time travelers. Now, taking a look at her passive, attack and defense goes up by 120%. She gets a additional defense of 120% when receiving an attack, then a additional defense of 120% when there's another crossover category ally attacking in the same turn and when receiving an attack. Then she gets the additional of another 120% with the defense. All enemies' attack and defense goes down by 24% with the medium chance of stunning all enemies at the start of turn. Then she gets the high chance of dodge, including super attacks. Excuse me. Then she gets the additional chance of dodging, including the super attack again, with a additional 10% within the same turn and a additional attack of 60% that can go up to 240. Then she also gets the attack evaded, dodge. All allies' key goes up by 2. And attack and defense goes up by 40% with a additional key +1. Then the attack and defense of 24% for every crossover category allies. So she also gets the 24% with the HP recovery at the end of the turn in which the attack was received. So with that being said, the main thing to take away from her is that she is a heavy supporter as far as crossover category allies. She gets some high chances of dodge. I would add in more dodge into her kit because she is not the best unit for tanking. But yeah, so she's really good with the HP recovery, the dodge, the additional attack and defense. So she's a pretty decent unit. Now, when we take a look at Fu Youth version, leader skill time travelers, like I was saying, key +3 in HP, attack and defense of 130, super attack, remote series bomb, greatly raises attack, greatly raises defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage, and then high chance of stunning the enemy. Now, when we take a look at his kit real quick, he gets the key +2, attack and defense of 150%, then the additional attack and defense of 50% with the chance of critical hit of 20% per crossover or time travelers category ally attacking in the same turn. So that does greatly help him out when you pair him up with other crossover and time traveler units. Then he gets the additional attack and defense of 100% when performing a super attack. He launches a additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. He launches another additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super with damage reduction of 20% when there's another extreme class ally attacking in the same turn or when there's a super class enemy. He has the chance of performing a critical hit of 20% that can go up to 40, then another damage reduction of 20% that can go up to 40 within the same turn when each super attack performed. high chance of changing all key spheres of AGL and tech key spheres starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle. So that's one of his main feats. Once you get into the fight, you know, that 5th turn comes up, he can change the key spheres. And when you have him and Demigra in the same rotation in that, you know, following turn, when that actually unfolds, you're definitely either probably going to get like a dub in the challenge event, or you're going to get, you know, obviously further within the fight. Yeah, so that's really the main thing to take away from his kit. A lot of additional attack, a lot of additional supers, and then I would suggest putting dodge on this guy as well. And then with that key sphere effect, him and Mecha Kabura are, I'd say, like hand in hand as far as like key sphere helpers. But without further ado, let's hop into the showcase and see how these characters. So as we hop into the stage, we are going up against the Red Zone. I believe movie edition part 2 against Broly, not Bojack. So as we hop into the stage, do keep in mind I am going to be showing a successful run with the team, and then at the end of the video I'll throw in a clip of us going up against Beast Gohan in the blue zone. Now as we hop into this fight, let me see, this first rotation looks pretty smooth. I would have loved to have Demigra up here too on this first rotation, but it's all good. Now, one thing to keep in mind with, I was about to call her Toa. One thing to keep in mind with Aeos is that she is more of a supporting character. I would definitely say watch how you build her hidden potential system, because she's definitely going to need plenty of dodge in there. She has dodge built into her kit, as you guys saw at the beginning, or if you may have skipped it. She is a very heavy dodge unit. Now, coming straight into the fight, she is a supportive unit when we talk about attack and defense as well. We got Mecha Kabura doing some good damage. Yeah, so then she gets that dodge right there. So perfect example of what I, you know, was actually referring to. She's a real dodging, like, support type character. I wouldn't really rely on her as far as, like, you know, just putting out heavy critical supers and all that. Now Demigra, on the other hand, along with Dogidogi Fu, they are probably the best extreme characters to come out since Rose, probably from like the Heroes campaign, that is. And then Rose, we do have the Rainbow Friend unit that we're using with our team. The only thing with this account, that's probably like the main thing I hate about this account, is that I don't have Super Saiyan 3 Rose on it. But I am going to throw some more stones into the game in like another day or so. So hopefully we can get, you know, an unfeatured pool for Super Saiyan 3 Rose sometime this weekend. But, you know, I'm also saving up some stones for this next banner that's coming up too. Now, we did end up popping a Whis. I would say for some of these challenges, I feel like we really didn't even need it, like on this first run. I probably could have waited till next turn to pop it, but you definitely will have to keep in mind certain items to use with these heroes characters. They aren't, you know, built to be LR potential, and, you know, they aren't built to stand up like you know, like an EZA unit, like EZA and Broly, or the new Lord Slug that dropped. Now, Dogidogi Fu, he's definitely a heavy supporting type character as well. But with him, the difference between him and Aeos is that Aeos gives you she actually gives your enemy a 24% decrease with their attack and defense. And then with Dogidogi Fu, you actually get the AGL and tech orbs that all appear and basically take up half and half of your board. That will come starting from the 5th turn. So that is, you know, one of the main differences with those two characters. And then Fu, he actually has a lot of potential and like additional supers. Yes, sir. Got that dodge. But yeah, Demigra, yeah, let's see that damage output. 3.9, basically 4. He does, I would say, on average, around anywhere between 3.5 to like 7 and 8, you know, as far as like average super attacks. Starting out though, you'll see him easily start out with like around anywhere between 7 and 8 to like 13 million. And then if you can really get him linked with, I would say Dogidogi Fu or Mecha Kabura, even the physical Demigra, if you get him actually linked up with one of those characters, then he'll really start out with like at least 16 million. Let me see. An STR Fu. I just was able to put another dupe into him because I pulled one copy of him from my summons. So now that he's at 69%, at least he's doing a hell of a lot more than what he was when I just had him at 55%. That man was terrible. Let's go, Fu. Let's see what he can do. Hey, almost 9. I'd say almost 9, almost 7. And then that was 7. I think he gets one for almost 8. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Type disadvantage, still doing some good damage to him. But of course, I think that was, you know, a part of some of these effects starting to linger in with the damage reduction that Demigra is passing out. Then we'll get some good defense with him being in slot 1. Let me see. Aeos in slot 3 should be fine. Yeah, because you get the best links right here between him and Mechabora. 6 links. And Aeos, she kind of averages around like 2 to 3 links between the characters, maybe even 4, just depending on like how you set up a certain rotation. But she's not the best with links. And then being that these characters are pretty new, I'm really trying my best to see 21.2 million. Yes, sir. That's what I want to see. Yes, sir. I wish we could have got out at least 7 or 8 million in damage though, but it's all good. Yeah, Aeos though, she's really not the best when it comes to links, man. She, with these characters still being pretty new, I haven't really had the chance to kind of like just get in straight grind hours to like get everybody's links close to 10. I've got some of them close to 10. I've been doing some grinding on I think it's like a quest stage 35 and 6. Yes, sir. Rose. So now we have Rose transform. I believe I think he does a little bit of an HP boost too when he transforms. I know we get I'm pretty sure it's 250 with the attack boost. And we will put Fu in slot 1. And just because of the links, you know, I would love Rose in slot 1, but just how things should probably go, I just don't want Rose to end up getting whacked. That's like one thing that I am concerned about. Because with these heroes units, you know, if you're not paying attention, you can easily get whacked by one of these normals. Then you see that I popped a Whis. I feel like the damage would have been around like at least 80 to like 100k with those hits just now, and we probably would have been down below half HP. So it's just crazy. You definitely have to consider items with these heroes units. Come on, Rose, do some damage. No additional. He got the dodges though, so I'll be satisfied with that. Now we have a good finishing screen for Demigra. You know, we got really this like one of the best setups as far as links. They all are averaging at least 5 to 6 links. And Demigra is going to get that little Dokkan mode. Yes, sir. And then that's one thing with keeping Demigra in slot 1. He tanks like damage so well. He really reminds me of like the new Tech LR Broly. Honestly, he does some pretty good tanking when you put him in slot 1. Yes, sir. But definitely, you know, I wouldn't mistake that and taking them into like red zone boo stage 4 and just thinking, oh, he should be just fine in slot 1. Like, I'm not gonna make those promises to y'all. So there we go, finishing out with 22 million from Demigra. Team synergy was excellent. Like I said, you know, if you bring in a couple Whis, the further you go up and like strength wise with like these bosses in game, you'll definitely have some better success rates. But I definitely think Fu is the better character when we talk about him and Aeos. But you know, it is what it is. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion about the characters and how they build them. I would highly suggest putting dodge on them. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this fight going up against Beast Gohan. And like I said, you guys will see here we are with Beast Gohan in the blue zone. Now we are bringing a friend unit as far as the Lord Slug, Max Link level 10, Rainbow that has some pretty good equips, a little bit of dodge, some additional. And we are going in with the same team lineup. Pretty much kept it the same. You know, I wanted to just basically show you guys the differences in, you know, these boss stages. Because like I said in my other video, I know some people still want to see you go up against some of the strongest, you know, bosses in the game, just so you can see the potential of the units. But hey, at the end of the day, use your own discretion, but just keep in mind, just overall, you know, you know, when it comes to these heroes units, just keep in mind they are not the most powerful units in the game. Got that Frieza memory popping. We got Whis again. Let me see. It's a perfect setup. Just the orbs are funny. The orbs are very, very funny. But being that Fu is type advantage, we should be fine. We should be fine. But you'll see me pop this Whis, and even here too, I feel like I possibly could have waited till next turn to use it. But I was just kind of scared because the last couple times I've jumped into these high boss level, you know, red zones or blue zones, I've been getting whacked like after the first couple attacks, bro. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and see if a Whis would be necessary. Got Demigra coming in with 10 million starting out. We got physical Demigra. This guy, he's still pretty good, like damage wise. I wish they would have did more with his kit though. Like, yeah, if they put more into his kit, like after his EZA awakening with like all the other heroes characters, he definitely would have been better. All right, and here we are with the domain activation. So I would say with this, you actually do see a little bit of an increase with like our extreme lineup just in general, as we've been noticing with these kind of recent extreme characters that have been dropping with their domain effects. They are, for the most part, like I said, they're giving a boost in some type of way to the whole extreme team. So that is a tad bit of a difference with this showcase. I would definitely suggest though that it's probably going to behoove you to use Lord Slug in like some of your challenge events as like far as like a friend unit, or if you actually have them, then I would try to build a stable team with Lord Slug and some of these extreme hero units. Definitely put Demigra and Dogidogi Fu on there with him, because he'll do very well with them. And even the EZA Mechabura that just dropped, he would do extremely well on the same team with Lord Slug. You see them right next to each other, and with Mechabura getting like additional supers too, Now he's going in with 10.3 mil. Yes, sir. Then we got the boss. Dodge. Yes, sir. Now, I don't know how much critical damage we would have taken if Gohan landed that one attack on Mecha Kabura. Now we have a perfect setup again. This time the orbs are looking a lot better. You see the links between him and Dogidogi Fu. It's kind of weird with Demigra, you know, as far as his attack and then his links. It's like you can put one character next to him, 12.5. Should come out with like at least 6 or 7 mil damage. Yes, sir. But yeah, Demigra, it's kind of weird when you have the placement with other units next to him, because some units will give him like an extra link, and then some units it's like, okay, his attack power would actually be higher if you just put him next to this unit. So it's a little weird to gauge with him sometimes. Fu finishing it up. Yeah, I love those additional supers on Fu, man. Let me see. Then I'll have to rearrange, do some testing. Lord Slug will have to be in slot 1. Yeah. So even a setup like this, even though Lord Slug doesn't have hella links, this is probably like the best situation. But when it comes to him taking attacks from some of these bosses, it can be a little bit iffy. Not even just him, but just like in general, when using like, you know, a halfway or kind of based heroes team. But hey, that's like what I was saying in the last stage, to make sure you have some items prepared. But it is what it is. In the next video, I'll have a rainbow showcase for the God absorbed tree, Goku, whatever his name is. He has the tree absorbed from the Heroes arc. We will do a rainbow showcase on him in our next video. And then after that, I'll probably put out another super class video. But I have a ton of video ideas coming up within the next couple days. So you guys make sure you are subscribed, make sure those post notifications are turned on, and you will catch all of my recent videos that drop. Now we are going to finish up.